Okay, college algebra, welcome back. This is still section 7-5. That last video ended abruptly. I'm back, and look, what we were discussing was matrix multiplication, okay? How to take two matrices and multiply the two matrices together. And I put two new matrices up here. I have a 2 by 3, okay, and then a 3 by 2. So remember, 2 by 3 times 3 by 2. Matrix multiplication is possible there because the interior numbers are the same. They're both 3. So here's how to do it. I always take, to generate an element in the matrix that's going to result from taking A times B. Okay, to generate an element, I'm always taking a row times a column. Okay, the way I learned it anyway is if there are if I is the number of rows and J is the number of columns, I'm always taking the ith row times the jth column. Okay, so here's the way this is going to work. To generate so I'm going to take, this is going to be A times B. Okay, I'm going to take matrix A times matrix B. And so the first element will be generated by taking the first row in matrix A times the first column in matrix B. So the result is going to look like this. Okay, I'm going to take 1 times 3 plus 3 times 1 plus 2 times 0. Okay, so that took 3 multiplications to get this first element. Now, obviously, I can simplify that. And, if I wasn't just doing this for the first time ever, I wouldn't have written it out long form like that. The way I really would have done it, and the way you will probably end up doing it, is this. You'll say, okay, I've got to take this row times this row times this column. Okay, first row times first column. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 0 is 0. So I'm going to take 3, that's the 1 times the 3, plus another 3 from the 3 times the 1, and of course the 2 times the 0 just becomes 0. And I add those 3 numbers, so 3 plus 3 plus 0 makes 6, which gets me my first element in the upper right-hand corner of the matrix. Okay, now to get the element that goes up here, I take the first row times the second column over here. Okay, so to get this element, I take this row times that column. So that's going to be 1 times 1 is 1, plus 3 times 2, which is 6. So 1 plus 6, and then plus 2 times 4, which is 8. So just to recap, that's going to be 1 plus 6 plus 8. Okay, 1 plus 6 plus 8, I think, makes 15. Okay. Now, so that's all I'm going to get across the top. I've taken this row times this column and this row times this column. Now, to get this element down here, okay, I'm going to take the bottom row times the left column. Okay, and then to get the element down here, I'll take the bottom row times the right column. So let's do the bottom row times the left column first. So I'll get 4 times 3 plus 0 times 1 plus 1 times 0. So it looks like I have 12 that results from the 4 times 3. And then the 0 times 1 and the 1 times 0 both become 0. So I've got 12 plus 0 plus 0 makes 12. Okay. Now, the last thing I need to do is I need to take the bottom row times the right column. So 4 times 1 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. That middle product, 0 times 2 goes to 0, and then I've got another 1 times 4 there at the end. So I think I've just got 4 plus another 4, which makes 8. So that is the product of A and B. Now, tell you what time, how much time?
You're at 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
I think that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
You said this video was going to be short.
yeah, well, it is. So a couple of things here. I could multiply those, remember, and I could multiply these the other way too, because I'd have a 3 by 2. Did I say that correctly? Yeah, 3 by 2 times a 2 by 3. Now, let me show you something here though. If I had, say, a 2, 1, 3, 8, if that were A, and matrix B is a 3, 1, 1, 2, 0, 8. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay. Can I take A times B? Well, the answer is yes. I can tell because remember, if I take A times B, I'm taking a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 3, and that 2 and that 2 are the same number, so I can do that. Okay, I take this row times this column, this row times this column, this row times this column, and then I take the bottom row times all 3 columns in turn. Now, what I couldn't do, I don't think, is take B times A. Because B times A would mean taking a 2 by 3 matrix, which is what B is, times a 2 by 2 matrix. Which, now notice that the middle numbers are not the same. This one's a 3, this one's a 2. So BA would not be feasible. I can't do it. But I can do AB because 2 and 2 are the same. Now, last thing I want to talk about here is on WebAssign, sometimes it gets confusing how to enter the elements of a matrix. So if you want to pause this video for a second and no, I'm not talking to you, Teddy, I'm talking to the viewers at home. If you want to pause this and pull up 7.5, and if you just go to like number 4, for example, okay, on number 4, it has, we're given a 3 by 2 matrix, and all we have to do is multiply that 3 by 2 matrix times a constant number, which I showed you how to do that in the last video. But then when I look down there, where I'm supposed to enter my answer, there is a 2 by 2. There's only 2 rows and 2 columns. Well, you see those little green arrows? Like, I know that my answer is going to have to be a 3 by 2 since I'm just taking a 3 by 2 times just a number. And so what I can do is I can click on the down arrow. There's 2 arrows right underneath the answer matrix part. And if I click on that down arrow, every time I click on the down arrow, it adds another row. Now, if I add too many, I can click on the up arrow to take a row away. Same way with the columns. If I need more columns, I go to the arrows that are on the right, and I click the rightward facing arrow if I want more columns, and the leftward facing arrow if I want fewer columns. So, I think that's probably going to wrap this up for section 7-5, simple operations with matrices. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.